Hello. How is everybody? How is everybody doing? So I tried to go live about this a couple days ago, and I had to end it like a couple minutes later. Um, so yeah, so I'm gonna get ready. Don't know if anybody's gonna watch. But if you guys miss it, then you always can rewatch. So I'm just messaging a couple of people. I thought because it was Sunday that more people would possibly be available, but it's okay if people can't. Okay, so I'm just gonna prime my eyes. And we're just gonna chat. So if anybody can watch, then cool. If not, I'm not really gonna worry about it. I'm sure someone will tune in at some point. I just want to say that I'm not gonna be in the greatest mood. Because I didn't sleep great at all. And it wasn't because of my normal sleeping issues, because I always have trouble falling asleep. But I woke up with serious neck pain this morning. I didn't sleep. I only slept like 4 hours, and then I woke up like at 7:30 in the morning and my neck was killing me. I think because I like rotated in my sleep and then it just woke me up because it hurt so bad. Um, and then I just could not fall back asleep after that. I could barely lay down because it hurt too much. And even like sitting up in the bed the way that I normally do with the pillows, it hurt. So, I went to grab an ice pack from the freezer because it says like really what you're supposed to do first is ice your neck. So I grabbed that and I did that for like an hour this morning. And then, of course, I had to have my coffee because I was so friggin' tired because I didn't really sleep great. So, um, and then after that, after I ate something and everything, I took some Advil. Some people recommended me to take a leave, and it did say that on like the internet to take a leave, but we don't have any. And I just needed something that would dull the pain a little bit, so I took the Advil, and it definitely helped dull the pain. And then I texted my friend that's a massage therapist, and I asked him like, "What do you think I should do?" I was like, "Do you think I should go get a massage?" And he said, "Yes, definitely." And he also said, like, to get this cream called BioFreeze, which I have never even heard of. I have Armacare cream or whatever it is, Arnicare. Um, and that does help, but mine is like past the expiration, but it also says it's not too big of a deal to use it past the expiration, but I didn't realize it expired back in March. I got that cream when I injured my pinky finger when I was walking my dogs and I overextended it cuz my dog Luna like pulled on the loop of the leash and my pinky bent back and it hurt so bad. Oh my god, it hurt so bad. So my mom tried to take me to the clinic and that was during like I think it was like 20 maybe it was last summer. I can't remember if it was 2020 or 2021, but it was when like the clinics were being like super strict about like waiting in waiting room areas, when COVID was really bad. Not that COVID's getting any better, but they're not like that crazy about people in waiting rooms anymore. Like you just have to wear a mask when you're in the doctor's office now. But before they would like lock the door and you would have to call and everything. And me and my mom did that when we got there, but they still didn't let us in. Like no one had even answered the phone. So it was a little bit ridiculous that we couldn't even get into the clinic because nobody answered the door. So anyway, I don't know why my eye is bothering me. Okay, so for my eyes today, I'm going to use the Sigma New Mod palette because I love this palette. It's been my favorite palette lately, and also, like, I just got it a few days ago, so I'm still testing out the shades. So I've used, like, 3 of the shimmers so far. I don't know why my eyes are bothering me. Like, it's always when I put my, um, like, eye primer on, like, my eyes start bothering me. Okay, so let's start. So hopefully, if I go get a massage, it might help a little, because it's, like, this part of my neck, but it's mostly, like, my left side, like, here, and then also, like, where the connector is from my shoulder to my neck. It's, like, that connector bone, like, right here. Like, not exactly, not really, like, here, it's kind of like this right here, like, this curve. It hurts a lot. I mean, it doesn't hurt as much now, but because like, again, like, I think the Advil is helping a lot, um, and also icing it this morning, so it's definitely not as bad as this morning. Oh my god, I was in terrible pain. I, like, could not even move without it, like, sending, like, pain spasms up my neck. It was so painful. Um, so yeah, hopefully that'll help. So let's stop rambling and let's jump into the new mod palette. I've already been talking for like 10 minutes and I haven't even started doing my makeup yet. So, I don't know if anybody's gonna watch though. I don't know if there's really a point to this because like people only see my lives like 10 million years later. Like they never see them when I actually am live. I'm just gonna post on my stories really quick and see if anybody joins. Hey guys, just letting you know I'm live on YouTube right now. It's kind of an impromptu live, so if anybody can join, please come and talk. I would love to chat with you guys. So yeah, I hope to see you there. Hey Sandra, thanks for joining. Okay, so I was just talking about my neck pain that I had last night. Give me 2 seconds. I just really want to put some saline in my eyes. My eyes are annoying me. Oh, now we got 2 people. Yay! Hello. Just give me a second. Okay, Sandra, no worries. All right. Okay, I'm back. So we're going to be using this palette. I have been absolutely obsessed with it. So Sigma has quickly become one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow brands. Like their formulas have been blowing me away. So I'm going to be using the new Mod palette, and I'm mostly going to be using like these shades today because of course I want to do like more of like a neutral look today. It's also like a really gloomy day, so that's what we're going to be sticking with. So the first shade I'm going to go into is Sophisticated, which is this really pretty like neutral cool toned brown. So let me just put that in the crease first. Okay, so let's talk about this collection. So I've been wanting to talk about this for a while now. I just haven't had the chance to. Okay, why is that not sticking in this area? I'm having problems with this eye lately. I don't know why. But, you know, I put on eye primer and everything, so it's definitely not the eyeshadow. It's just my eye. So Harry Potter. Colourpop has been getting a shit ton of backlash for this collection, and I feel like people need to just calm it down a little bit because the people that we should be mad at is in Colourpop, and I'm not saying that Colourpop is innocent in this situation because they are definitely not. But I feel like Colourpop is getting way too much hate when obviously the person we should be mad at is J.K. Rowling. Because I don't know if you're aware of what she has been doing and why people have been so upset with J.K. Rowling over the past couple of years. But I'm going to start by telling you guys my background with Harry Potter and why I fell in love with it so much when I was a kid. So, when I was little, I hated reading. And it was, you know, just something I did not like because I didn't know I had ADD. And it was like when I was about 10 or 11, I think, is when the first book came out, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And the first person that actually started reading it was my sister. And then my mom kept on like pushing me and said, Caitlin, this book is so good. Like, you have to start reading it. But then my mom also would read it to us at night, like as a childhood story. And that's how like I really started loving it. But then my mom also wanted us to start reading it on our own. I can't remember how we kept up with it by reading alone and then also having mom read it to us. But I think my sister had already read it and I think my brother did too. And then my mom would read it to me, my sister, and my brother because I don't think I had read it on my own because my sister and my brother always loved to read, and my brother has ADD, go figure, but he's always been like a big reader and I just hated it because I was such a slow reader and I just didn't enjoy books. Okay, so then I'm gonna go into street style and pop that in my defining area. So when I started reading them, finally, I fell in love with them. And Harry Potter was a huge part of me and my sister and my brother's childhood. So obviously, J.K. Rowling was not going to say anything around that time because she was making bank after like those books like blew up in the US because they were already like blowing up in the UK and then they came to the United States and you could not tell me one kid back in the early 2000s that was not reading Harry Potter. Like, it was very rare to find someone, that wasn't reading those books. Yeah. Yeah, me too. I think it was around the same time for me, too, Sandra. I think it was around 5th grade or 6th grade. And what's funny is that also my mom, I think the first movie came out, I think when like the 5th book had already been out, or at least the first 4 or 5, because they planned it where the movies were never coming out before the books were done or before the books were written. They didn't wanna pull a Game of Thrones. I mean, it's Harry Potter, but the books, I mean, the movies were never as good as the books, but because like, if you read the books, honestly, you'll see why there's so many, like, other things and details that they left out about, like, certain characters and all of that. I know it's a movie and they can't fit absolutely everything in, but there was quite a lot that they cut out that, like, wasn't, like, the best, but that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about the movies, and my criticism of certain things in the movies, but what I wanted to say is that my mom used to take me, my sister, and my brother out of school early to go see the movie when it came out. So, like, my mom would get, like, I think she would just sign us out of school. I can't remember if she had to get us, like, doctor's notes, but I don't think we could do that unless we actually went and saw the doctor. So, like, even my mom couldn't have that power. I think she would just sign us out early. Yes, yeah. So, which is crazy because it's the same year that September 11th happened, and today is September 11th, and it's been 21 years, which I cannot believe. Also a very sad day. It's just unthinkable, like, that had happened today. So, so she used to take us out early and, would take us to the movie theater to see the movie. And she did that all the way up to the, oh my god, I can't speak because 'cause I'm so tired. All the way up till I think, like, the 6th movie, because I think by then we would either see it with, I mean, we'd still see it with my mom, like, the whole family, like, me, my sister, my brother, and me. Me, my sister, my brother, and my mom. And she would pick us up in her, like, Ford Explorer, because all my mom drove throughout all the years that we were in school was a Ford Explorer, because she needed, like, the bigger car to have, like, the space in the car for us, because we were 3 middle schoolers or 3 teenagers, so she needed more space in her car, because before that, like, when we were little, she just had, like, a sedan. So, when she would roll up to the school, I don't think she picked us up at the front entrance either. She would pick us up at, like, the side entrance, and then we would just wave to the security guard and be like, "Bye," like, they didn't really care that much because you still had, like, your parents' permission. So, and then when my mom pulled up, she would put in the window, Hogwarts Express, like a paper that said Hogwarts Express. And it was just really, really cute, and then we would go see the movies. So, that was always our favorite day of the entire school year, is when my mom would take us out of school early to go see Harry Potter. Like, that was, like, definitely one of the most exciting memories of my childhood and throughout my school years. So Harry Potter was a huge part of my childhood. So that is mostly why I did pick up a few things from this collection. First off, I think the collection is really, really cute, and I do think that they did a really good job with it. Are there things I would change? Yes, but I think that I'm so glad that they put, like, some type of cheek products in there, because honestly, if it was, like, super eye heavy, like um the Star Wars collection, I would have been a little bit annoyed, but there's like a range of good products in there. So you have the eyeshadow palette, you have 4 lippies, and 3 of them are the Luxe lipsticks, and then the 4th one is a Luxe gloss, which I'm not a fan of the Luxe glosses, but I did get 2 of the lippies and I did get the palette as well. And then they also came out with 4 graphic liners, which I'm not really a liner person, so I didn't get those either. But they were really cute colors, like they were all colors of the houses. There was a red, a blue, a yellow, and a green. And then there's also 4 lip balms from Fourth Ray Beauty, which is also really cute. I was debating whether or not I wanted to pick up one of the lip balms, but then I decided not to because I don't know. I just wasn't sure if I was going to pick up one that I liked or was worried if I picked up a scent that I didn't really love. And I think I'm quite positive that I think that this collection is going to be coming to Ulta. So worst comes to worst, I mean, not that it's really worst comes to worst, it's just a lip balm. But if I want to decide to pick up one of the lip balms when it comes to Ulta, then I can go in and smell them in person and see which scent that I want to get rather than chancing it online and hoping that I like the scent. I'd rather just go into Ulta and see if there's one that I like. So, and that's the why the packet and then oh wait, hold on, before I comment on the packaging, the last thing in the collection are 3 highlighters, and there's one for each, like, companion that Harry Potter, relies on in the what's funny is that I just got a notification from Ulta. Isn't that weird? That's so weird. Like, I'm just talking about Ulta, and then I got a notification on my phone about the 21 Days of Beauty. Like, are they listening to me? Do they know? So for the outer corners, I went in with the shade Grunge, and then for the lid, so I'll show you the ones that I used. So I went in with street style to darken up the crease. And then I used Grunge, which is like this really pretty cool tone brown on the outer corners. And then for the lid, I used this really pretty like taupey champagne shade, which is called Posh. Really pretty shimmer. And then I just popped on Preppy on the brow bone. I really love this brow bone highlight in this palette as opposed to the Ambiance palette because if this was in the Ambiance palette, that would pretty much be my favorite neutral palette of all time. But this brow bone highlight works for me. The one in the Ambiance palette is a little bit too dark for me, but this one in this palette is perfect. But I really have been enjoying this palette, of course, because Sigma's become it is a gorgeous palette, Sandra. If you're looking for a good palette, because I know you like these kind of tones, like pinky tones, oh my god, it's so gorgeous. I'm loving it. It's such a beautiful, glamorous, sexy, sultry palette. I've been obsessed. So I'm just going to grab my sponge and then we'll talk more about the collection. But there's Buckbeak, Dobby, and Hedwig's highlighters. Why did I brain fart on Hedwig? It's literally like his main companion throughout the entire books. But I kind of wish they did a little something for Voldemort or for Snape or the professors or something. Like they could have came out with like 3 blushes, like one for Voldemort, one for Professor McGonagall, and one for Professor Snape. Like that would have been really cool. But it's a huge collection, so they can't do something for everyone. I'm really glad that they featured the 3 creatures. That was really cool. And I'm glad they did some cheek products. I'm like, because every big collection they come out with lately, I'm like, where are the cheek products? Like, not everyone doesn't wear blush and highlight anymore. I know that's where the trend is going, but I wear blush and highlight every day. So just give me a second. Just grabbing my sponge. Okay, so let me just grab my tinted moisturizer. I'm not really sure which one I want to use today. I really have been feeling the Fenty Beauty one lately, so I think I'm just going to use that one. And I hadn't used it again for a little while, but then I'm now kind of back on it, and now I'm like loving it again. So not that I haven't ever not loved this, but I really just want to use it again today. So that's what we're gonna do. And ever since Angie talked about it in her Get Ready With Me recently, that she said it was like the only foundation she brought with her traveling. Sorry, my nose. I just wanted to use it again. And I think I used it the same day that I watched her video. Then I'm like, I kind of want to use it again. So even though I was like, I want to go for a little really light coverage today, and then I decided to use this, but whatever. It's not the lightest coverage tinted moisturizer, but it has like beautiful coverage. So, okay. So that's the reason why I picked up the collection. I picked up the palette. I picked up one of the highlighters. I picked up the Buckbeak highlighter. And then I just need my primer. It's right here in front of my face. I'm using the NYX Marshmallow Primer. But that was the whole reason why I got the collection. I picked up the palette, I picked up the Buckbeak highlighter, and I picked up two of the lippies. I picked up the Hermione Granger lippy, and I picked up the Ron Weasley lippy. So I actually thought that the palette was really, really pretty. It's the biggest palette that I've gotten from Colourpop since the Lust for Dusk palette. Like, I don't pick up the 30 pan palettes. That's just not my journey. I don't like the color selection in those that much. And honestly, for me, I don't like mega palettes because it's just way too overwhelming for me and way too many options. And I always suggest to pick up a 9 pan or a 12 pan from Colourpop. But honestly, there's really no mega palettes that you can't duplicate the color story with the 9 pan palette. So, like, if there's a cool tone palette that you like the Stone Cold Fox, you could just get the Of Quartz palette or something like that. Or if you like the neutrals and the bare necessities, you could just get the Going Coconuts or the Nude Mood, you know? But I understand who those are for, and I get that. If that's like your only neutral palette, that makes sense. But for me, since I have quite a selection of neutral palettes in my collection, and I'm not going to get a mega palette of Colourpop neutral shadows. It's just not practical for me. So the only bigger palette that I own besides this one that it's still, on its way, it hasn't come yet. I mean, the collection just came out Thursday, but I did get a shipping notification already. So usually for the collab launches, like especially like for the Disney or like the bigger launches, I think that they have a lot more people working to get orders out because they always ship out way faster. Like for the Tinkerbell collection, it shipped like the next day. And with the Winnie the Pooh collection, it shipped like within like 2 days later or something. And the same thing with this. So I think they did the same thing for this. With the palette though, I do feel like there's one too many neutrals in it. But y'all know I'm a neutral girl at heart. I love my neutrals. And I do love that there's a wide selection of like warm. Oh, okay, girl, no worries. Love you. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. I don't know why my dogs are barking right now. They're lunatics. And then for the concealer, I'm going to use the e.l.f. concealer, the hydrating one, as I put on like a ridiculous amount. I don't know why they're barking. It's not like my mom's not home yet from food shopping. Guys, stop! Why are we barking? So anyway, I'll show you what I got in like the pictures really quick. But I think the reason why they made this packaging like super cute and kind of kiddish looking is most of these collections hit Ulta and they want to target that younger girl or younger kid market in Ulta because not every parent or every kid is going to go on Colourpop's website and order it. Like, you're either going to get your parents to order it for you if you see it like online, or you're going to see it in Ulta and like be with your friends, or maybe like ask your mom for one of the lip balms. And I think that's why they released the lip balms in this collection, is because again, they want to appeal to the younger girls. Kind of put on quite a bit of concealer, but it's okay. Like, we got to cover those eye bags today. So, like, I know people comment on, like, the kiddish packaging sometimes, but I think that's exactly the reason why. They did the same thing with the Hocus Pocus collection that I thought was awful. The one that came out last year, that was probably their worst collab that I've ever seen. Like, it just looks so cheap. At least with this, it looks cute, it looks high quality, and it looks like something that would appeal to a lot of different ages. Like, I still think it's cute and I'm older. And I still think it was a really pretty collection. I think that the palette again has one too many neutrals in it, but I think it's really pretty. I do wish that there was like another green in there and another blue, because sometimes they only put like one matte that goes with the, one green or one blue shimmer. They'll put like one blue matte and one green matte. But I do appreciate that there's multiple different colors in there that will work um with the more colorful shimmers. But I feel like this would have been a great opportunity for Colourpop to experience or experiment with like some duochromes maybe, but I kind of understand the reason why they don't always do duochromes or whatever. And they do more so those like tie-dye kind of finished super shock shadows, is because duochromes again are very expensive. But they do have like a couple of shades like that in some other collab palettes. Like in the Nightmare Before Christmas, they have like a shifty duochrome shade, or like a two-tone shadow. Like that would have been really cool. But also the swatches I'm seeing of this palette looks like one of the best quality palettes from Colourpop I've ever seen. I think they probably used like the same formula as like the Nightmare Before Christmas, because that palette is such great quality. So the swatches look super pigmented and rich. So I'm excited to try it. And when somebody else that I saw talk about it said the same thing. They thought that the Colourpop used like a much higher quality formula, because they said all of the shades swatched beautifully and they're like one swipe pigmentation, which you don't always get from Colourpop. But the reason why I love their formula so much is that their formula is pigmented and buildable. So like it's not like in your face pigmentation, so it's not hard to blend out. And that's why I like their formula. Why am I getting hair constantly in my face right now? Okay, so the reason why I wanted to talk about it is because people are really upset about the collection. I think that Colourpop came out with this at a really, really bad time. I think that I don't know who decided to wait to release this collection, like finally this October Halloween season. Well, it came out in September, but some times people associate Harry Potter with Halloween. Like, there's a lot of Halloween costumes for Harry Potter and stuff like that. So I get that this was probably like their first Halloween launch for the season, but like, why did it take so long for this to come out? And also, when people were commenting, giving them, feedback and backlash about the collection, they went silent for 2 days, and they also deleted all of their posts about it. So I don't think that was a really good look for them to do. I thought that was kind of dumb, because I understand, like, maybe you don't wanna hurt your chances of selling and whatever because of that. But also, you kind of already shot yourself in the foot because you made this collection. But I also think that Colourpop was paid, a great sum of money by Warner Brothers to make the collection. So it's not like J.K. Rowling is personally coming to Colourpop and be like, make my collection so I can make money. Because obviously, sorry, I almost dropped my mirror. Uh, Obviously, J.K. Rowling is benefiting financially, because she benefits financially from anything that has to do with Harry Potter. But one of my like closer YouTube friends told me that usually the way collabs work, and I didn't really think that this was necessarily the case with J.K. Rowling, though, because I don't know if she benefits from every sale of anything that's merchandised for Harry Potter, or she just gets paid a, advance to make the collection or whatever. But that's what she told me. She said usually the way that it works, like, and also with like the Disney collabs that Colourpop does, is that they are already paid, like whoever has like the rights or the hand in the collection, or is the author or the publisher of a certain like anime or book or cartoon, they get paid a lump sum before the collection is made. So I'm guessing Warner Brothers came to Colourpop and paid Colourpop to make the collection, and then obviously Colourpop gives a portion of the money to Warner Brothers so they can get money back, obviously. And then, some of it goes to J.K. Rowling. So I'm not sure if that was either before or after the collection was released. So that's the whole issue that people have with the collection. Like, I've been seeing a lot of comments of people saying, um, and I'm not going to comment on how people feel about it. But some people are saying, just from what I've read, is that they love the collection. They wish that they could buy it, but they're not going to support J.K. Rowling. And that's how I felt about it initially, but I wanted to get it because I love Harry Potter. I am not saying I am anti-trans in any way. Of course I'm not. But I wanted to get the collection. I know it's like a hard, difficult way of explaining things, and I'm not defending myself in any way. And if you're upset with me because I bought it, I totally understand. I'm not gonna invalidate anybody's feelings if they feel that that was upsetting towards them. I totally understand that. But I got it mostly for review purposes, because I really haven't seen like anybody talk about it, and I think for good reason, because I think also a lot of the influencers like kind of silently didn't put out any videos about it. But also, again, I think that Colourpop came out with it at an incredibly bad time, because also J.K. Rowling is coming out with this disgusting book about that trans people had doxed her on the internet, and it's just like so disgusting. And I think that comes out like this week or something. So, but I just feel like people are really hating on Colourpop for this, and I get that, but like I just want to make a quick comparison. I'm not saying that these are the same people that um bought from Jeffree Star, but it's the same thing when like when Jeffree Star literally benefited from every single sale of his cosmetics. And I would refuse to support him. And I'm not saying like I support JK Rowling. I bought the palette and stuff because Harry Potter was a huge part of my childhood and I wanted to try it and I wanted to review it. It's absolutely somebody's decision to decide what they want to do with their own money. And I feel like people kind of get caught up in all of the drama. Some people don't even know what JK Rowling said, and they're going and trolling other people either about them buying the collection or uh witch hunting against people that like it. And I think that that is totally wrong. Like, at least educate yourself on why people are so upset before you come after. But even after that, you shouldn't be like hating on people for liking something. Like, that's the whole issue that I'm trying to comment on. Again, your feelings as a trans person or any type of way that because of course for trans people, it's disgusting the way that they are treated. And again, I'm not commenting on it because I'm not trans, so why would I say anything? But like, I totally get why they are disgusted. But also, like, some people are like, Colourpop should donate all of their proceeds. And it's like, they have to make some type of money on it. Like, yes, of course, they make more money than you and me and probably all of their customers combined. But if Colourpop decided to either donate all of the proceeds, that's Colourpop's profit that you're asking them to donate. So that also creates a loss for them, not for JK Rowling. And that's really, again, we should be upset about. And if Colourpop decided to donate all of their proceeds, they wouldn't make any money off this collection and it would be a huge loss for them. I feel like they should have just, posted and said a portion of the sales is going to this organization. I thought that would have been a much better move. I feel like if they did that, people would have like kind of been a little bit more on board with this collection or maybe wouldn't have been as upset about it. Again, I feel like the way Colourpop handled it was not really great. Um and some people were even confused that like wanted to get it if the collection was still coming out because they had deleted everything and the only place that you could find details about it or like swatches was on Trendmood. And also like some brands kind of like let Trendmood take the flack for them, but also Trendmood kind of just does that to herself cuz she still posts about it. So I don't really feel bad about her getting the flack because she still decides to go post about it. So that's up to her, but I also feel like she's paid a lot to do that too by the company. So it is what it is. That is her job. I'm not going to hate on somebody because of their job. Like, again, that's not my not my job. So anyway, I just want to put on a little bit more mascara. But what I'm trying to say is that it is a difficult kind of position to be in because not that anybody's listening because nobody is watching. So I don't even know why I decided to go live today. Like, again, I haven't been live in like almost 2 months. The last time I went live was during when I had COVID again because sometimes that's the only way I'm able to play with makeup then. but also I just wanted to, like, do something that day. And, definitely a couple people watched, but, like, when I go live in the middle of the day for these sometimes, why is this mascara so clumpy? It's, like, already dry on this side, so it's not looking, like, great, but I don't care. I'm just gonna leave it like that. It's annoying me. And I'm spending, like, way too much time on it right now. Because it already dried because it was already on my lashes for a little while, so. So anyway, yeah, that's really, like, mostly my thoughts on it. I don't think there's really much else. That was Mary that just responded. So for my bronzer today, I'm gonna use the House Labs Duo. This is actually one of my favorite products from House Labs. I absolutely loved her bronzer, blush, and highlight duos. So this one has the bronzer and highlight in it, and I'm going to use the bronzer and the highlighter today. I just really wanted to use them. I've been, again, so hooked on the Colourpop bronzer, but this is also a super soft and easy buttery formula to work with, so I hope I didn't just dip into the highlighter, but I was also going to save this to use with my House Labs palette, but I don't even know when the next time is that I'm going to be able to use that because, again, I'm still testing out this palette and I'm going to have the Harry Potter palette coming, so yeah. But again, these shadows are super pigmented and the shimmer is just stunning on the lid. But what are your thoughts on the collection? Again, I did see, like, that Colourpop did not have the best reaction about this, and for good reason, obviously. But I also feel like, again, I feel like they got a lot of hate that was kind of a little too much. Like, some people are just, like, freaking out about it, and I understand if you're angry, but, like, at the end of the day, Colourpop is a business, they're a company. The end of the day, they want to make money. Why is there so much hair everywhere? Oh my god, I cannot sometimes. So, they're not gonna, like I said, they're not gonna pull an entire collection because people are upset, because that, again, will make them suffer a huge loss. Do I wanna use this blush today? Not really. I keep on whipping out Toasted Cinnamon by Burt's Bees. And I don't know, I'm just not really as into it anymore as I used to be. Where is the blush that I wanted to use today? There it is. I'm going to use my Melt blush. Do I want to use this too? Yeah, I like this one. We're going to use this. I think I'm just going to use it on my Colourpop brush, and I'm just going to go to town. I'm using the cream blush in the shade Lynx. I'm going to pick up a little bit more. Actually blends out really nice with this brush. I don't think I've ever used it with this one, but that actually looks really pretty. I like that. So, yeah, they're not just going to, it's kind of like a poor choice for them to do, but I also have seen that a lot of people have requested this collection. It's not their most requested collection. That's kind of bullshit that they said that um in the release, because they say that a lot. Their most requested collections were Powerpuff Girls, Nightmare Before Christmas, and Hocus Pocus. It was not Harry Potter. Um, those three, like, people died over, especially the Hocus Pocus collection. And a lot of people had asked them to make the Powerpuff Girls collection, and I saw that constantly. Please make a Powerpuff Girls collection. Please make a Powerpuff Girls collection. But I've seen, like, a lot of quite a bit of people request on, their posts or Trend Moods posts sometimes to make a Harry Potter collection. So, it's not like I haven't seen it before. Like, especially on the post where Ulta came out with a Harry Potter collection, and it did not get half as much hate as Colourpop because, Colourpop is a lot more well known, obviously. And also, people aren't really checking for Ulta makeup, But they did come out with a Harry Potter collection, and people were not like screaming at Ulta about coming out with that. Some people commented and said, "Are we even still checking for J.K. Rowling?" Like stuff like that. Or why are people even collaborating with her? Like, and this collection looks tired and stuff like that. This is like getting a lot of controversy, but again, it's also, I don't really want to say this, but it's kind of benefiting Colourpop because they're creating controversy. And obviously, if a brand does that, a lot more people find out about you. But I don't think that was their intentions. But I don't know. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So I'm not an expert, but I don't know how much J.K. Rowling got paid for this collection, but I'm hoping it was before the collection was released and out. They probably just paid her a lump sum and that was it. Because then, like, I don't feel bad about getting it because there's no financial gain to J.K. Rowling after I get it. But I also um used an affiliate code so one of my favorite influencers could get some kickback on it. So I'm still supporting another creator by using an affiliate code. So there's also benefits to doing that as well. All right, so I am almost done. I just want to do my lips, and that's about it. Okay. I just want to do my lips because I do need to get out of here. I'll just do my brow gel after. So I do have my lippy in front of me. I'm just going to go in with the Cream Sheen lipstick in Shy Girl. I mean, nobody's here anyway, so what's the difference? I'm just going to do this really quick and then the lippy is a little bit more peach than I wanted today, but oh, thank you. Yeah, I've seen your comments on some of my videos. Thank you. You're so sweet. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this collection? I would love to know in the comments. If you weren't able to watch, I'm sorry, but you can always rewatch it. I'm not gonna stay on, lives for forever and wait for people to watch. Cause again, like, people always comment, like, a day later, and they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry that I missed your live," and I'm just like, "Yeah, I was live for, like, an hour." Okay, that's it. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and again, please let me know what you guys think, and yeah, that's it. I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a good day. Bye. And I love how the look turned out. Super pretty. Bye.